I'll be briefly discussing you following with the previous session by Dr. Gilbert, that what are the different sources of the data for accessing the literature in order to do a systematic review. Hope you have understood by this time that from the previous speakers, especially in systematic review when compared to the usual narrative reviews and simple reviews, systematic reviews has a systematic collection of that particular sources of information where it is comprehensive. So it should capture the maximum amount of information from the existing literature elsewhere available. So I hope he would have mentioned that multiple data sources as PubMed and multiple data sources as Embase. And especially for interventions, we have a separate database. What we do have is called clinical trial registries, and Cochrane has a separate collection of clinical trials. And that is also a very fantastic database when your topic of interest is in order to generate an evidence on interventions, which is on trials. And apart from that, we know all that there is a common source of data is the common source of literature, published literature is PubMed. And now I will be demonstrating you that how to search PubMed, what is the best strategy. As said by Dr. Gilbert, that there is an important strategy which we need to adopt is Boolean operators, where we use and or not, so that we include certain important key terms, which is also called mesh terms. I will also show you some basically about the mesh browser and where you have to search those mesh terms and what is called mesh and everything. Now I'll be sharing the screen and I will start demonstrating you how to search PubMed and what are the things that you need to do when you are going to search some of the key terms in PubMed. So I'm sharing the screen now. I hope my screen must be visible to all of you. If you see here, this is the PubMed landing page. So this is the PubMed landing page. And here in this PubMed landing page, I have already logged into my account. But I'll just show you that. Let me log out and see that. Before you access PubMed, I always recommend all of you to create an account in PubMed. It is pretty easy method. All you need to do, either you can, if you click the login in the landing page, either you can connect it to your Google account, you can connect it to your NCBA account. Now I am connecting to my NCBA account. There are other login options. You can see that if you have a Google account, you just click this Google account and you can link it to your Google account. It can be your Microsoft account. It can be any of this government account, even your Facebook account also. But since I have an NCBA account very long before, so I'm going to connect through my NCBA account and I just log in through that. The advantage of doing this particular activity, logging through an account, is that all your activities in this particular website, especially in terms of what are the recent search you did, when you are storing some of your search, you can store within your account. It provides an unlimited access of storing your collections also. So some of the articles, whichever you have searched, if you want to store, you can store. Some of the search or some of the collections you have stored, you want to send it as an email to someone, you can send it directly from your PubMed account. Basically, PubMed collects, has 32 million citations currently. It's building up day by day with the recent of COVIDization. We are also having more amount of information related to COVID. We have a separate PubMed link for COVID database also. Apart from that, PubMed is actually maintained by US National Library of Medicine, and they provide free access to everyone across the world. And PubMed is basically a collection of the citations and abstracts. Some are freely accessible even through PubMed through a special service called PubMed Central. But however, whatever indexed in US National Library of Medicine are also PubMed indexed and which can be accessible for anyone. It provides one of the largest database of scientific journals and scientific, some of the online books also. Our interest is on more of biomedical literature. That's what the Medline where it indexes. I will be telling you that how you can search some of the literatures in PubMed. What are the best strategy in order to do that? Usually people do a search, PubMed search is that they just go and search. Here the topic of interest I'm doing is dental caries. Okay, So I just type dental caries and children, it automatically comes. Prior PubMed does not give these kind of suggestions, but it matches with the kind of a Google. The type of search engine they are adopting is called Enters, which is a special search engine PubMed have developed over the years. If I just click dental caries and click search, it produces nearly 60,000 records. Maybe the researcher's interest is I want to search only on dental caries studies done in India, which documented on prevalence of dental caries in children in India. So, but the researcher just typed dental caries and it throws nearly some 60,000 records. First, you need to understand that this is not the first right method of searching in PubMed. There is a pro method of doing a PubMed search that we will be demonstrating to you. Even when you search say dental caries, children, automatically you can throw around another records of 23,000 records. If I just type dental caries, children, India, it throws another 1,198. You can see this. You need to understand how this search happens. Basically, PubMed takes the Boolean operator of and in the spaces, A and D Boolean operator. So if they just type dental caries, children, India, it takes dental and caries and children and India, and it throws a result. And you can understand this result that in the left side, what you see is called filters. Same like in Amazon, the same kind of filters are available here. You can see these filters. It will tell you that by year, how many number of articles are published. If you want to toggle this, you can toggle around and you can, the number of articles will also be get minimized. So I want to see what is the last 5 years or 8 years, depends upon your toggle option. Apart from that, there are other filters where you want to have an access of only on free full text. You can see that if your article type is specific to respective design like meta-analysis, like clinical trial, RCT, review, systematic review, it will also throw results on that. For example, if I click systematic review, let me see that out of 1,198, I can see 20 articles which is related to dental caries, but it is not specifically sometimes done in India, sometimes literature from India, we don't know. That's why I mentioned this is a kind of a broader crude search. Whereas how to do a perfect search in PubMed, this is what I'm going to demonstrate. In the landing page of PubMed, you can see there is one button called Advanced. I hope it must be available here. Okay, right. If you click this Advanced button, and it will take you to a page called Advanced Search Builder. Already I did some of the search in the Advanced Search Builder. So I'm just going to delete it because so that it will be easy for you people to understand when I'm doing this search builder. Now, if you see this, I have this kind of a search builder, which is empty, which I'm going to build the searches. The first term which I wanted to do is called dental caries. First, let me need to understand that whether dental caries is actually a mesh term or not. For that, you can directly either search here or you can go and search an important browser called Mesh browser. I just Google Mesh browser and it will take me to a browser called Mesh browser. In this Mesh browser, you can type a term and it will take you that whether that particular term is there in mesh terms or not. What is called mesh? Mesh is medical subject heading. Okay. So let me just type, for example, tooth decay. Okay, right? And I just type enter. There is no such term for mesh term called tooth decay. Then I just type dental decay. Okay. And does it throw some terms? It gives. So the dental decay is a matching term with a mesh term called dental caries. It gives us that every mesh term has a code, has a unique ID also. It also gives us what are all the different qualifiers for this particular term. And you can see that dental caries, dentin carriers, lesions carriers, dental decay, dental white spot, dental spot, all these things are all synonymous terms for this dental caries. So it also gives us that mesh tree, which means that there is a broader terminology called stomatognathtic diseases, under the tooth disease, under the tooth demineralization. Then we have dental caries. So this is how this medical subject heading are. This is called like thesaurus of medical terms maintained by US National Library of Medicine, and they give terms for each and everything. Now getting back to our search builder, okay. So now what I'm going to type is that dental caries is the right way of mentioning about dental decay. So I just type dental caries, okay. I need to click this add, okay. Now it gets added in the query box. You can see this is the query box. So it gets added. Now here, never ever click search directly. If you can see there is a drop down, okay. Under this drop down, there is something called add to history. You just click add to history. Automatically in the bottom, you can see that the history and search details are appearing, which says that in PubMed, there are 60,553 articles related to the mesh term called dental caries are available. The same way now I am building the search. As a researcher, my area of interest is that I want to get the articles which talks about prevalence of dental caries in children in India. So our next term I'm just typing is children. Please remember the left side, I just place it as all fields, which means it searches in all fields of the article. It searches in the title, it searches in the abstract, it searches in the methods introduction, everywhere, okay, even in the discussion also. So now I just do a very crude way of doing this search, even in advanced search builder. Then I will tell you what is the specific way of doing it. After I click children, now I click add, it gets added to the query box. Again, I click add to history. So after I click the add to history, now you can see that there are nearly 27 lakh, 2.7 million records related to children are available. What's my other interest? So prevalence. So now again add prevalence, click add, and again add to history. I repeat the same. Now I see nearly 3 million records talks about prevalence. That means 3 million citation talks about prevalence. Now I click India also. Click add to history. In all fields, nearly 6 lakh records talks about India. Ideally speaking, when you want to add these things into the search builder, you have to do the following way. First, I take dental caries, the first term. I click add query. So it's get added in the query box. You can see that. Next time I have to add is dental caries in children. If I click this action, you can see this 3 dots. If you click this actions, it gives me an option and or not. My requirement is that to search the articles which is prevalence of dental caries in children in India, I need to adopt a Boolean query as and, A&D. So I click this and, so now it is taken care of the dental caries and children. Then I add and prevalence and India. Now you can see here, this is how the Boolean query is organized in such a way that the articles related to dental caries and children and prevalence and India will come if I click add to history. So now what we have? So we have nearly 534 articles talks about that. Okay, right. If you want to drill down more, you can drill down more. Which means if you want to add such more terminologies, like you want to add only preschool children, you can add preschool children. If you want to add only for, you want to remove prevalence, I want to search articles related to clinical trials. So it depends upon the investigator's interest. Basically, these terminologies revolves around that PICO. So which is population, intervention, comparison population, and the outcome. You can build the search build also on PICO terms in order to get your specific results. Rather than that, if you want to still go broader, I suggest the most important hack is, rather than going for all fields, if you click this drop down box, you can see there is something called title and abstract. Okay. You can search the same terms in title and abstract. Those articles which has these search terms either in the title or in the abstract that I want to list out. So for time being, I'm just deleting all this my previous search in order to avoid certain confusions. Please remember we have 534 articles now. So I'm deleting all the search now. Okay, right? Fine. Now I'm going to do a fresh search only with the title and abstract. So I'm going to search articles prevalence, click add to history, then title and abstract, dental caries, add to history, children, title and abstract, add to history, title and abstract, India, add to history. Now, how do you understand this history? I mean, the search results. The number of articles which has dental caries term in the title and abstract is 21,433. Prior, it was 60,000. The same way comes for in terms of prevalence, in terms of children, in terms of India. Now I am going to add one by one the same query builder. What I'm going to do is that take this term prevalence into the query box. I'm going to add one by one dental caries with and, children with and, India with and. Okay. And now I click add to history. So how many articles now I have? Now I get 140 articles. This is other way of doing it very specifically. Let me go to this 140 articles, okay? And let me understand this particular 140 articles. If I click 140, it will take me to this particular search results page. There are 140 articles which talks about prevalence of dental caries in children in India. Either these terms are mentioned in title or abstract. It is much easier for you to filter it out. Now you can use the filter. If you are very specific, only recent articles I want to consider. The basic thumb rule you can adopt is for the past 5 years. Okay, right? So already this particular prefixed filter is available in PubMed. If you can search here, you can see here there are 54 articles which talks about that. And by year also you can understand that by year we have what you say like in 2009 3 articles, 2013 16 articles, 14 19 articles. Likewise we do have. I just click this 54 articles. Okay, right, fine. I have 54 articles, which is pretty easy to understand, which is pretty easy to even screen it out that this abstract is fine whether I can include it or not. But you don't want systematic reviews. You can even put not systematic reviews in that also. But if you want only systematic reviews, then you can go to systematic reviews only. And if you want only free full text, whichever is available, you can go for free full text, which is available. If you click this particular button where free full text is available, it will take you the page. Out of the 54, 35 articles are freely available in PubMed. Okay. For the past 5 years of the 54 articles, 35 articles are freely available. Now you can either read it, you can store it. Now I'll tell you how to store all these things in PubMed. Number one, what are all the activity you did after the login is automatically stored, which will tell as a recent activity in PubMed. I will show you how it is. If I click my account, okay, it will tell you to this called dashboard. If I click dashboard, okay, it will take me to the dashboard. So this is my dashboard. This dashboard, you can see there is something called recent activity. Okay, right? In this recent activity, it will come, number one. Number two, you can also show you the collections, all your collections. Now I'll tell you how I have to store my search in my collections. Let me come back. Number one, I just want to save this current search, whatever I did. Just click this save button. So all the results of this page will be saved as a separate file. If you want to send all this search as an email, just click email. Okay. Now you can see that this entire search, whatever I have currently, all the results on this page, or you can say all results. It will show all the results, which is 35 articles, to your email ID. You can type your friend's email ID and you can type that your guide's email ID, your supervisor email ID. Hey, please see this particular search. These are all the articles which I have obtained from the search, whatever I did recently on this particular terms called prevalence of dental caries in children. The other way is that I told you can send it to the collections in your private collections. So here, if you click send to, it will give you the options, which is called clipboard, my bibliography, collections. I prefer this collections. If you click this collections, either there are already existing collection you have, and in that existing collection that you want to store it, which means in the my account, I have multiple collections. You can see that there is adolescent lifestyle and CD. I have a collection on biofilm. I have a collection on dental caries. Already I have a collection of dental caries. So if I click this dental caries, I add to an existing collection and I can click add, it will get added automatically. But if you want to create a new collection, you can click create new collection, where you can type a title of a folder. Then you are giving a folder name for that collection. So I just say like dental caries. Instead of that, I will just write prevalence and just click add. So everything gets added into it. Now you can say new items are added to your collection. If you want to see that collection, click edit your collection. You can see that collection. So this is my collection. So what I have is that I have all the dental caries in this particular prevalence of dental caries. If you want to see all your collections, if you click collections, you can see all your collections are available. Basically, I stored only this ton search into it. If I click only the results on the page, if I click all the results into the collection, it will come all the 35 results into it. Here also you can manage it, you can delete it, you can merge two collections. Say already I have a collection called dental caries. Now let me see where it is. Yes, I have a collection called, already I stored in that. Here I must, here. So I have 4 articles here, 10 articles here. Sorry, just you can see this, there are 2. If I want to merge, I just merge it. That's it. So it got merged. And if you want a collection called separate, I just put it as dental caries children and merge collections. That's it, it's done. So this will remain throughout your life. It won't go anywhere else. That's the advantage when you have these collections. All these things are freely available. So this is the best way where you can search, where you can store, and where you can also manage this, and it will be always available. If you want to take this out at any point of time, you can share it. You can share this also. For example, if I click this dental caries, now you see this option. If you want to email these 14 results, you can email all these results. You can email it. If you want to save, you can save as an external file in your computer also. So this is the advantage of using PubMed, and of course PubMed has a robust search. Yes, as I mentioned already, there is a separate services provided by PubMed, which is called PubMed Central. Basically, PubMed Central is where all these articles are available as free full text. You can explore all these options of PubMed and everything. There is one more thing which I wanted to tell you guys, like if you want to see what are all the journals which are all available in PubMed, is it PubMed indexed journal or not? You can see there is a page called explore option, and you can see journals. So click journals. Some of your friends, some of you, your colleague may say that, no, I publish in this particular journal, and they say that it is, or the journal website says it's available in PubMed. If you really want to cross verify, you can cross verify also. So for example, like if I want to search what are all the journals which has a dental as a name in that, first it automatically lists, but still if you click search, then it will search all the journals which has dental related. You can see that all the Medline. You can search, these are all the Medline related journals. So these are all the International Journal of Oral Implantology, European Endodontic Journal. If you want to specifically search with the same search, advanced search builder, you can also search that the respective journal is available and what are the articles also. So these are all the search terms. Please play around all these things. If you want to know more about the search and everything, they do have a separate, a page of learning that how to search in PubMed and everything. These are all the tools which is available. Now you can see user guide for PubMed, how to do that, and how to do a single citation matcher. Everything is available in PubMed landing page. Please explore. There are many tutorials are also available.